painting to photography, from beadwork to woodworking, KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University presents Art Beat. Art Beat highlights the work and accomplishments of local artists from in and around Winona. Support for Art Beat is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Today on Art Beat, we talked with Sarah Johnson, the Joy Lab's founder, to hear more about their collaboration with the Winona Public Library. The project is focusing on creating a positive space for youth in Winona while emphasizing an increase in mental health programming. She talks all about the project, what mental health means to her, and the benefits that this project will bring. I'm Brylee Harris. Stick around as we hear more about mental health, art-based programming from Sarah Johnson today on Art Beat. I'm here today with Sarah Johnson, the Joy Lab's founder. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Brylee.
Yeah, of course. Would you be able to first kind of just explain what the Joy Lab's foundation is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. The Joy Lab is me and my skills, training, and experience in a variety of ways. Essentially, me as a community-engaged artist, as a consultant. I do have a background in mental health. I'm a mental health professional, and I'm a community educator. So really trying to promote healthy behaviors and healthy ways of creating more vibrant, welcoming, and equitable communities. So that comes from everything from doing art with people to providing education and training and support. So it's basically experimenting with what are the things that help us be happier, both as individuals, organizations, and communities.
And so then the project with the Winona Public Library is kind of focusing on teen mental health. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're building off of a project that we did this fall, I would say. I don't have a good grasp of time anymore, but in the recent 6 to 9 months, we worked with 3 different groups from the community, youth groups in the community, and each group designed a panel that had a helpful message around mental health, and now those are displayed permanently in the new youth section of the library. And what we found was it was so fun and so just engaging and impactful working with these groups that we wanted to keep the love going. So we were able to get a grant to keep working with youth from those groups and expand it to some murals this summer at the East End Rec. The project is really inspired by concepts of resilience. So each time we meet, we're talking about mental health and what it means to be resilient, how you nurture your own resilience and those around you. And for each group, we're going to be doing some art that are centered on that theme.
So then I don't know if you did mention this exactly, but so this project is related to the recent teen mental health murals that were unveiled at the Winona Public Library?
It's kind of the next step to it, I would say.
Okay.
So it's some of the same youth who are involved and then inviting others to be involved as well. So like youth who were involved in the first part of the project, now that we have more funding to do additional stuff, have invited some of their friends to participate as well, which has been great.
Yeah, so then how long is, the entire duration of this project from start to finish?
Yeah, the SHIP funding goes until the end of September. So we have just started with one of the groups. We'll be adding one of the second groups this week, the end of this week. One of the third groups we'll be working with in mid-April and through May. And then, as I said, the East End Rec project will be any youth will be invited, any from the groups who are currently participating or any youth from the community can join in on that. And that'll start June 28th through August 23rd.
And so how did the idea of collaborating with the Winona Public Library kind of happen? Was that in the works for a while, or did it just end up working out that way?
Yeah, well, I, of course, have huge respect for the Winona Public Library. So I think we've always had some interesting working together, but in particular, the initial grant was a grant through Solomon's Song to create some mental health-inspired art. And I think Tricia must have somehow, as we had a conversation about collaboration, she was the one who was like, oh, we could we could combine these things. This could be a really great collaboration. And we had so much fun doing it that we thought we need to keep collaborating. So we were fortunate to get these additional funds from a different funding source. So Minnesota Department of Health, Statewide Health Improvement Partnership, and the Winona County Partnership.
Those are like who's funding this then? Is that what you were saying?
Yep.
And then obviously, like, you are very knowledgeable on mental health and work with it all the time. What would you say that, or what would you say to people who may question why mental health awareness is so important?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, for a long time, I think in our culture, we've for some reason seen mental health as this separate thing, and have mistakenly believed that it's like some people or sometimes, and it turns out that mental health is just how we think, feel, and act, and we're doing that all the time. We all have mental health, and there's lots of things we can do to better or worsen our mental health. So just helping normalize those conversations and let people know that, you know, it's a really important thing for humans to try different things out, which includes sometimes asking for help or leaning on other people for support in order to be the best version, the healthiest version of ourselves. We haven't always thought that way. So especially as we look at the last 2 years with the adversity caused by the pandemic, which is on top of adversities that many of our community members, including our youth, were already experiencing, things like inequitable access to health care, unsafe neighborhoods or food insecurity, any of those things that really add to stress on a person's mental and physical health. It's even more important that we're talking about these things now because we've all been through and are some of us continuing to go through some real difficult times related to the pandemic and all of the additional stressors that have gone along with that.
I totally agree with that. Even in like more recent years, I think mental health has become more of a topic that people talk about, but especially after the pandemic, I think I realized that more.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes a crisis for us as humans to really kind of go, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
And my experience has been that a lot more people have really understood that more. Mm-hmm. And I think as a result of the social uprising in the wake of George Floyd's murder and Breonna Taylor, and there was a massive kind of awakening on the part of people to go, wow, racism is a real thing, a very significant impact on mental health and physical health. And so, I just think that, unfortunately, like I said, it takes crisis sometimes for us to really be able to see what's in front of us, which is unfortunate, but, it's an opportunity for us to really lift those stories up and lift up the strategies and coping skills it takes to really treat each other and ourselves well.
And then aside from just bringing awareness to mental health, would you say there are any other major benefits of this project?
Well, yeah. The hope is that for the youth involved in the program, that they develop some additional skills and or just, sustain some practices that help them be healthier, both as an individual as well as, as an influence on their peers and a support for others. And because it's art that we hope will be public, we're hoping it also inspires and comforts and welcomes, creates that sense of belonging for others who maybe weren't involved in the actual process, but it can be an inspiration.
So then where are people able to go to find more information just on the project and collaboration in general?
Yeah, they can reach out to the Youth Library Services. Tricia can give you more information about that. Folks can take a look at my website, thejoylabs.com, about past projects to get an idea, and I'll probably be posting some updates on there soon as well about this project. Folks can also see the art displayed the month of July in the art room at the Winona Public Library. And then this summer we'll be definitely posting follow along on the library social media, as well as the hashtag Winona Color Project. So on Instagram, Winona Color Project, all one word, is where I'm posting about different projects I'm doing, including this one. Lots of ways to track it.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else then that you want to add just kind of about the project or maybe mental health awareness in general?
Just I would say, if you or someone you know or a youth that you know or care about appears to be not doing that well, or maybe it just seems a little off, maybe you're noticing some changes in their personality, moodiness, having trouble sleeping, any of those kinds of things can be indicators that stress is really wearing on somebody and puts us at risk of, struggling with our mental health. So if you or someone you know is in that situation, strongly encourage you to talk to someone about it. It's always easier to, help anything and reduce the stress and adversity when we catch it early. So any of those early warning signs, absolutely consider talking to someone like maybe your doctor, teacher, a supporter of yours, a best friend who can point you in the direction of some kind of help if you need it. And absolutely, if there's more of those things going on or even more serious concerns like thoughts about dying, suicide, that kind of thing, absolutely want to make sure that we have people reaching out. And a great resource in our area is Great River's 211. You can just dial 211 from any phone and get a caring, trained individual any time of the day or night to talk to and get some direction from.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't think I have any more questions, but I think this is an incredible project, and I'm really excited to check out all the artwork that comes about as it goes on. But
thanks, Brylee. Excited that you're interested in covering it, and I appreciate you. Absolutely reach back out if you have additional questions or want to kind of keep track as we go. We're really just started rolling last week, so it'll be accumulating more as we move towards summer.
For sure. I think, too, towards the end of the project, they'll want to do a follow-up interview. I don't know if I'll be here because I'm graduating in the spring, but someone else will definitely do a follow-up.
That would be great.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Hey, same.
Thanks again to Sarah Johnson for joining us today on Artbeat. For more conversations on art, tune into Artbeat Tuesdays at 12:30 right here on 89.5 KQAL. I'm Brylee Harris, and we've just heard about mental health art-based programming from Sarah Johnson today on Artbeat.
Artbeat is written and produced by KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us on the web at kqal.org.